Today we're making carrot cake bread. It is an ode to delicious carrot cake, but is so much easier to make. Let's jump in. The very first step is getting your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Using a kitchen scale, if you have one, find a carrot or two that measures between 200 and 230 grams. This should equal about 1 cup of carrot. Next, I don't peel the carrot, I just trim off the end, and then it's ready to be grated. Grabbing your food processor, add your rough chopped carrots to it. Split your carrot until it's very small or fine pieces. You're looking for at least a cup of carrot. A little bit more, your bread might just be a little bit more moist. Here we have about 1 1/4 cups, which is going to be perfect. We're gonna get our dry ingredients all mixed up before we combine everything together. First step, getting the flour. Using my kitchen scale, I'm gonna measure out 200 grams of flour. That should be about 1 2/3 cup. I talked about this on my last video for oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. If you don't have a kitchen scale, no worries, just make sure to do that fluffing technique so that you don't over measure. Next, we need about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I go by feel, but if you want to measure it to be exact, please feel free. And then we need a whole teaspoon of baking powder. We're going to be using nutmeg, cloves, allspice, and cinnamon. And it might sound like a lot, but when you bake it with that earthy carrot, it's gonna be so good. I'm going to do a full teaspoon of cinnamon, and then all my other spices, I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon. Giving this a good whisk until everything is well combined, and then we can set this aside. Going in with that heaping cup or 1 plus 1/3 cup of carrot, we have 1 egg. I have 1/3 cup of veggie oil here. And then we need about 1/2 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is like an egg, it helps stabilize. So in the spirit of trying not to use as many eggs right now, I thought, why not use yogurt for this? And I just use 1 whole container, which is 5 ounces, 150 grams, and it should be about 1/2 cup. It's really convenient when you can buy the little container and just toss it in. Next, we have my favorite ingredient, vanilla paste. You need about 1 teaspoon. You can also sub in regular vanilla extract. We need 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, which should be about 100 grams, between 90 and 100, so I'm just measuring out 95. And then for extra flavor, we're also gonna do a 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar, which should be about 45 grams. We are going to give this a good mix. When everything is well combined, you're going to go in about 1/4 at a time with your dry ingredients. Tastes like carrot cake. Okay, I am going to butter my baking tin here. When you butter your dish like this, it gives it kind of a good outer layer and it makes it almost crispy when it comes out of the oven. Once everything is transferred to the bread tin, we're gonna get into the oven for about 45 minutes. While our carrot cake bakes, we need to make its perfect counterpart, cream cheese frosting. To start, we need 1/2 cup or 8 tablespoons or 113 grams of butter. And you want this to be soft, like room temperature soft, but not, liquidy or melty. So make sure you can press your finger into it and it leaves an indent. We are going to chop this up and add it to the bowl. And then using your mixer, you're going to beat this until it's really smooth and a little bit lighter in color. Okay, the butter is soft and silky, so now we are going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese. Okay, we're gonna get this lightly incorporated. Now I have some powdered sugar. The powdered sugar quantity is subjective. You can do 2 cups, 4 cups. It just depends on how thick or how sweet you want your icing. I usually wind up using about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of powdered sugar, but I really like that cream cheese flavor. It's that perfect, still taste the cream cheese. It's sweet, it's gonna go great with the bread. So I'm gonna set this aside in my fridge, and then we're gonna check on the bread in about 5 minutes. Other toppings to this is you can leave the frosting out altogether. You can sprinkle some walnuts on top or maybe some raisins. Those are other really classic toppings or pairings with carrot cake. If you skip the cream cheese frosting and do a different pairing, let me know in the comments below. All right, carrot cake has been in for 40 minutes. We're gonna give it a check. Yeah, maybe just 4 more minutes. All right, this bread was in for 42 minutes and you can see that it's pulling away from the edges. We'll stick a knife in it one more time and coming out fairly clean. So we are going to let this settle and then we're gonna get it out of the pan. Once your bread settles, you can turn it out of your pan onto a cooling rack. Actually really convenient because you can serve it upside down because we're gonna put icing on top and no one's gonna know. If you wanna flip it back over though, feel free if you like the look of it. We're gonna let this cool for 15 or 20 or so, just so the icing doesn't melt right away when it goes on top. But then after that, it's gonna be taste test time and it's gonna be so good. This is probably not cool enough, but you know, it's time to eat it. So this is the fun part. You can make this your own. Like I said, you can leave the frosting off. You can add a tiny bit of frosting or a lot of frosting. I think it's just delicious any way that you make it. I'm doing my best to get this all iced up. The bread was definitely way too warm still, so we have some meltage, but it's okay. It's gonna taste great. Okay, definitely still steaming, but it's gonna be so good. This is so delicious. I feel like we should bring Adam in here to give it a try. Do you wanna come try it?
On camera?
Do you wanna just come take a bite? Yeah, you can take a bite of mine.
Want this side more fast?
Okay.
That's delicious.
Bye!
Bye.
Does it taste like carrot cake? You want more, don't you? Well, there you guys have it. It's not only me approved, it's also Adam approved. I hope you guys give this one a try, and if you do and you bake it for someone special this season, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.